What is up? Something's going on with my audio, but what is up? It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon. I have no clue what's going on. I'm hearing double here.
Oh. Well, let's hope it's not recording in double.
I don't know. Let me figure this out real quick. Oh, we're good. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Should I throw this up real quick?
I like it.
Yo, I haven't had any technical difficulties.
I know. I was actually just thinking that.
And you know what's funny? It's usually an audio thing. So
I know.
But yeah, week 3 is upon us, and tomorrow we expect a blowout. But it's fantasy football. It also is the NFL. Things happen. Miracles happen. I'm not saying that the Houston have a chance to win with Tyrod Taylor being hurt, and then Mills is going to start tomorrow, so that should be very, very interesting. You know what's funny is through Tyrod Taylor's career.
I was going to mention this.
Oh, you want to go ahead and say it?
No, you're good.
But I would like to call him the rookie reviver or the rookie riser.
Yeah.
He did it with Baker Mayfield, got hurt, then he went to Chargers, got his lung punctured, and now his hamstring. So now the rise of Mills. So this is pretty funny. So I think it's hilarious to actually see that this is an ongoing thing with his career. So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, this skyrocket Mills' career. I was actually thinking that when he got drafted too.
That he was going to revive another rookie?
That I was going to be like, watch, Tyrod's going to get hurt, and then Mills is going to come in, and then there goes his starting job again.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, dude, what the hell? Like, oh, man. I was just waiting for him to get hurt, and it hasn't happened yet until now. So we get to see Mills. Now, the fantasy footballers, they were saying General Mills. Like the cereal, his last name is Mill. They're calling him General Mills now. So let's see how that goes for tomorrow. So I'm excited. Do you have anybody going tomorrow for this game?
Sam Darnold, Christian McCaffrey, and other leagues.
Now, I would expect to play everyone from Carolina. I have DJ Moore and Jeremy Chin going tomorrow. So I think they should be getting – I'm basically going to have a player on both sides of the ball the whole time, so I'm kind of excited. So
trying to decide to play Lindsey or not. He's got a touchdown in each game.
I mean, he could. I know Mark Ingram's getting a lot of the majority of those snaps, though.
Or is Tony Pollard going to explode again for 25 points? Who knows?
I would expect Tony Pollard to go in. I think they're like at a 50-50 split right now.
So well, he's also returning punts and kickoffs too. So
true, and you get that if your leagues have that, definitely. But I mean, Philip Lindsay's only getting 23% of snap share. David Johnson's at 43, and then Mark Ingram's at 31, which I think is a rotate because last week it was or the week before.
Yeah, I was going to say he had 26 the week before.
the week before, Mark Ingram was 46. David Johnson was at 28, and Philip Lindsay was at 26. And the corpse of Rex Burkhead was getting 13%. And then this following week that just happened, week 2, was 31% for Mark Ingram, 43% for David Johnson, and 23% for Philip Lindsay, and then 18% for Rex Burkhead. So everyone kind of got a rise, but shorted on Mark Ingram, which... Yeah, so but he still.
Well, I mean, he carried the load the week before, so probably needed a day off.
Probably. I mean, they have a running back by committee back there. I mean, it seems to be working out for them. So hey, good for them. See if it gets any better for them. But I don't expect great things out of them. As expected, Deshaun Watson is going to sit for some odd reason. They're not going to trade him away for some other odd reason. It's just a dumpster fire, whatever is going on over there. But I don't know. There's just I feel like ever since O'Brien screwed the whole team, everything's just been going downhill from there. So it is what it is. So one thing I wanted to talk about was this coming week. I know week 2 was definitely crazy, but do you think that we might see anything relevancy out of Houston's receivers? Like, does Brandon Cooks even do anything tomorrow? Do you think any of these guys maybe even reach the end zone? I mean, apparently Carolina's defense is really good too.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay, because
Rookie
I remember
quarterback.
mentioning this. Okay, go ahead.
As a rookie quarterback, first start. I mean, he didn't look terrible last week, but he didn't really look good either.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I mean,
short week.
I'm gonna
hardly
take
any practice.
Well, I'm gonna take the Houston's game versus Cleveland. And I said this last week. They're not really pushovers. I mean, they still kind of push back a little bit. I mean, they only lost by 10 points to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Is Cleveland as good as we think they are, or is it the fact that maybe Houston's better than what we actually thought? I'm not convinced that Houston's as good as they thought, but the week before that, who they have? Jacksonville, right?
Jacksonville.
And how do they do then? I didn't even look at the score there, but they lost by 10 points to Cleveland, and then week 1, they beat Jacksonville 37-21.
But to be fair, it was like 28-7 at one point.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is Houston like bottom of the barrel? I wouldn't say bottom of the barrel, regardless of the fact that we don't even know who they have on there. But I mean, they scored 37 points against Jacksonville, and then last week they only lost by 10 to Cleveland, which we're all expecting Cleveland to do great. So they're 1-1. So are they a little bit better than what everyone's labeling the Texans as are? Like, what do you think about that?
With Tyrod Taylor, yes, but since he's out, I'm going to say they're going to be back to bottom dwellers again.
Under Jacksonville and under...
Because if you look at last week's game, it was neck and neck, tie game for the most part when Tyrod was in there, and then he goes out, and that's when
everything went to hell.
Yeah, that's when they were able to get their big lead. I mean, granted, Mills did give them a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a pass to Philip Lindsay, but I don't know. They seemed like a different team after he went out, like especially defensively.
Yeah, I mean, even defensively, like Zach Cunningham, I don't even know where he's at. He's there, right? Is he doing anything? I don't see any like big time plays, or maybe we're just not. I know Christian Kirksey's definitely there. He's actually taking more snaps than Zach Cunningham is, which is kind of crazy. So
I know Zach Cunningham was that guy that kind of came out of nowhere last year, huh?
Yeah, he was. But it's just kind of crazy that what he's doing now. I mean, he's got 9 total tackles and 3 assists for Zach Cunningham. He also has a fumble recovery, interception, and 2 pass deflections. Where that's Christian Kirksey. Where Zach Cunningham, on the other hand, is not as good, or maybe as good, but on a different level. He's only got 4 tackles of the 2 games, 8 assists, and 1 pass deflection. So Christian Kirksey definitely took over that role there over who we thought should have been the number 1 IDP guy there. So
yeah. Well, that 8 assists is telling me that wherever the ball is, he is.
True. And then there's another linebacker back there, Camu Gregor Hill. I don't know if you heard of this guy, but it's 74% of the snaps, and he's 7 tackles, 4 assists, a sack, a forced fumble, and pretty much that's forced fumble and a sack, 4 assists and 7 tackles.
So that's pretty good.
And he's only there like 74% of the snaps. So, or I'm sorry, 72, which is still not that far from what I said, but still, that's still quite some amount of time there. So, I would say they have 3 good linebackers. That's about it. Other than that, defensively, and I'm a true believer on having a stud on a dud team. I said that before.
That was Cunningham last year, wasn't it?
It was Cunningham last year.
He was like eating the ball carrier left and right every week.
I think this year it's going to be Christian Kirksey with the help of those 2, Gregor Hill and Cunningham. So, but besides that, I'm expecting a blowout. I'm expecting Christian McCaffrey to go ham on these guys. I'm expecting Sam Darnold to go ham on these guys. I mean, I'm excited for DJ Moore tomorrow. If DJ Moore can end up in the end zone, I'd be happy. I know it's really weird.
Me too.
In the end zone, I think it was just funny. Like, it's just weird for him to be in the end zone. Last year he was hardly there, so for him to actually have one already in the first couple of weeks, it was definitely nice. But he's definitely a yardage guy, just not the end zone guy. So hopefully this year is a change with that. Hopefully, but they are in Houston, so it's a dome. There's no really change between dome or open field for these guys. I mean, I know Carolina's used to the open field. They're at is it Chase Field or Bank One? I think it's Bank One.
Chase Field would be here. That's the baseball.
No, yeah. So Bank One is where.
Yeah, I think it's Bank One. Yeah.
So I even have it in the background. I still can't even see it. So.
Well, it says it right there.
Bank of America.
Or no, Bank of America. Yeah, I was gonna say it's right there. Yeah, Bank of America.
So, but no, dude, I hope we have some really good plays at least tomorrow. I hope it's just not a complete blowout. I'm a little worried about that. So,
I'm a little worried about that too, because if it's a complete blowout, especially on Carolina side, that means towards the second half, it's going to be all McCaffrey.
You know what?
I'm facing him in one of the leagues.
Maybe Chuba Hubbard.
And maybe they bring Chuba Hubbard.
Hubbard might actually get some. I think if it is a blowout, you could potentially put Chuba Hubbard in as a flex. I don't know. I mean, but I'm not going to take that risk either. But it's definitely going to be Christian McCaffrey. If they're up by like 20 or something, they're probably going to put Chuba Hubbard for the rest of the game. Definitely the fourth quarter, garbage time. I think that they pull Christian McCaffrey out. They're not going to try and hurt him.
Because I feel like that's what they did last week. They went up like 20-something to like 7 on the Saints.
Yeah, and then Chuba just played the fourth.
And it's because Sam Darnold had over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns at the half, and then he finished the game with like 280 yards.
Right.
So I was like, well, they stopped passing the ball apparently.
Yeah, and then it was basically Chuba Hubbard's show the entire time. So
yeah.
But no, I'm still excited for IDP. If you have Zach Cunningham, Christian Kirksey, I would still put him in because those guys are going to be on defense a lot.
What about on the Panthers side? Who are you looking at?
Oh, well, Jeremy Chin, no doubt. Shaq Thompson might actually do something. Carter might actually do something. And I know I dropped Shaq Thompson. I know you might be going through your head right now, but I picked up
dropped Chubb too.
Well, okay. One, I have Bobby Wagner, Nick Vigil, and Micah Parsons. I don't need Shaq Thompson right now, and I don't need someone who's going to be on my IR for 8 weeks.
Right.
So if you want, if you heard Chubb is out for 8 weeks. And no, not Nick Chubb, but Bradley Chubb. So from the Broncos, if you're doing IDP, he's out for 8 weeks. I mean, if you want to put him in your IR, cool, but that's 8 weeks. I mean, honestly, he just got back off injury, and he's going back out again.
So what does that say? He's going to come back and then go back on.
I think, well, it's funny. The last time Von Miller and Bradley Chubb were on the field together was week 4 of 2019.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Because they were together for 4 games, and then Bradley Chubb got injured. And then the following year, preseason last year, Von Miller went down. So they cannot have both their elite linebackers back there. And I think I'm over the Bradley Chubb thing. He's already like his 3rd injury that's caused him like majorly out for multiple weeks. So I did. I dropped them. Let someone else handle them. I'm good on linebacker, as you can see now. I don't think I need him. But other than that, hey, it is what it is. But hopefully they get better, and I wish him the best. I mean, he's a good player, but as for now, I don't need him, and maybe he'll rise up to the top. And as we talk about rising, I'm going to throw this out because it's going to make sense with Rays. Maybe he could drink some Rays as he's rising to health. I don't know. But yes, you can use my code there at the Rays Energy. It's not just energy drinks. It's sleep aid, BCAAs, and pre-workout. So give it a whirl. 15% off if you use my code Victoria. So just throwing that out there. But other than that, hey, it's all good.
So here's a IDP sit question for you real quick, going back to the Thursday night game. Are you starting Burns, Carolina, or TJ Watt, Pittsburgh?
Well, didn't TJ Watt have like a little lingering issue?
He has a groin injury. He only played the first quarter against the Raiders.
Right. And he's going against Cincinnati, and it is a rival game. And
but do you even know he's playing? That's my problem.
I don't know, but I know that Brian Burns is.
Exactly.
And Brian Burns is not bad.
No, he's actually been getting close to what Watt's been getting every week.
I would look at your lineup. I mean, how often are you going to play this guy with it's also predicted that it's going to rain there that day. I don't know if that has, but what if he slips and hurts his groin again? I don't know.
For the Cincy game? I didn't hear that.
So,
also, I'm saying, even if he does go, he's not going to be 100%. There's always that risk he hurts himself again, can't play the game.
Why not playing both?
Because I got other people to play.
Well, who else you got? Who's your linebacker?
Darius Leonard.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Humphreys.
He's not really doing that great either.
Hopefully he does good this week.
Oh,
that's another thing. I have Trey Edmonds, who's questionable.
He's got Tennessee. I don't know. That is a good one. Honestly, I think Brian Burns should be fine. And I would put TJ Watt in your linebacker spot. Darius Leonard hasn't really done much. I mean, what has he done lately? He should bounce
but the
back.
problem is Edmonds is also questionable. So for the Bills.
Oh, Tremaine.
Yeah, the linebacker. He's also questionable.
I don't know. That is a very difficult.
But Edmonds' injury, from what Sleeper was saying, seems a lot less severe than JJ's. Plus,
yeah, but what's funny is you bring him up. Are you waiting for him to break out? Or
who, Edmonds?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Milano's just everywhere, taking everything from him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because his brothers are in the league as well, and that's what makes him popular. But I'm kind of fading him. I'm fading him. That's just me. I think if you probably dropped him, I think people would pick him up. He didn't do anything much last year, did he? Or the year before that?
He was consistent. He had like 1 or 2 really good games, but I mean, he wasn't ever getting anything less than like 8 or 9 points.
Right.
And that was before the changes we have.
Was he? Or anything. Like, he wasn't the Darius Leonard that you expected when he got hurt. Did he,
no, he wasn't. Like, Darius Leonard was the guy who, when he was healthy, was putting up like 20 points a game.
Right. And when he got back, he was only putting half those numbers. Like, was Tremaine Edmonds even near that?
That's why I said. Well, he was putting up like, it is difficult. I mean, last year he was putting up like 8 or 9 points a game, roughly. I mean, he had some that are higher, and he had like 1 or 2 that were like kind of lower. But for the most part, like, it was an easy, almost 10 points plugging him in. So I had Leonard in the flex and Edmonds in the linebacker spot. But my goal though was he's only last year he was 22, he's 23 this year. So my assumption was he would get better this year. Plus, apparently the whole offseason he worked with Luke Kuechly.
Right.
So I was like, well, I mean, no better kind of learn than from him.
Right. Oh man. I'm not gonna say don't bench TJ Watt, because the
only thing I'm worried about, TJ Watt's an automatic start for me most weeks, but like the problem is Burns' game is tomorrow, Watt's game is until. So you're saying put Burns? I can put Burns in the DL spot, and then once I know more on Watt, you're saying
you
bench
can either
Edmonds and put Watt in,
or Edmonds or Watt in the flex. Determined then. I mean, it's like what we tell everyone: put everyone.
I could put them all in the linebacker spot too.
Yeah, Burns.
Not Burns. He's only a defensive line.
He's the only DL, right? Yeah. I don't think he had eligibility, but no. I mean, those 3 guys, you can still have that. You would have to determine from then, but I still think that Burns should do good, right? I mean, what he put up.
I'm assuming he's going to
numbers. He put up like 7 to 8 points as a DL. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
For me, the fact that it's Mills and not Tyrod Taylor, I would throw him in.
Exactly.
Because, so here's the thing: what I kind of look at. I'm actually going to bench Micah Parsons this week. So this whole DeMarcus Lawrence thing that injury changed their entire lineup. He's not playing linebacker anymore, which I noticed last week. They have him at edge.
Interesting.
They have him at edge to play in place of DeMarcus Lawrence. And now that DeMarcus Lawrence is gone, until he comes back, Jalen Smith, I mentioned this yesterday, Jalen Smith is kind of more relevant in the spot where Micah was at. So he's getting more snaps. So until he comes back, Micah's not going back to the linebacker spot. So I will not be playing him. I will be benching him, and I'm okay with that. I'll be putting other linebackers in my flex and in my linebacker spot.
Vigil!
Yeah, Vigil, yeah. Hey, look, he was there. And someone else tried to get him too. That's probably because he watches us, and he's also
Braden tried to get him.
Yeah,
but it's nice to know you practice what you preach. You know, telling everyone to go out there and get him, and then you went out and got him yourself. I liked it.
Well, hey, I got to. If a guy puts up double points, then it's plus 15 points as a linebacker. Yeah, I'm gonna put him up. Like if he does the same thing again this week against Seattle, that'd be great, because I got Bobby Wagner on the other side. Like, I will be watching Vikings versus Seattle this weekend. So, which brings me to my other question: what game you're looking forward to? Because I just now announced that the game I'll be watching is that one for sure, 100%. I'm excited for that one. But I'll let you look at the schedule.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be scared to put Brian Burns in tomorrow against that line. If they run a lot, it only favors you. Mills, this is going to be his first start besides the preseason. That's another favorable matchup right there. Brian Burns looks like it might actually look okay. I would not be afraid to put him in your deal spot. And then your other three between Edmonds, and Watt and who else you had? Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
Just figure it out from there. Because if they decide not to play him to keep him safe, but I think they play him because it is a rivalry game, division game, so he probably will play. But I would
I
probably
also got to make sure Edmonds plays too, because like I said, he's got a nagging injury too. So I'm like, oh
yeah. But of the
my
three,
defense.
I would put Leonard and Watt in and leave Edmonds out because Washington.
So even if Watt's ruled out, you're still playing him?
No, I mean, of course not. He's not out. If he's in, I'd put him in.
I'm just messing.
I would say an 80% Watt is better than a 100% Edmonds.
Really?
I think so.
Interesting.
I mean, he only looked Josh Allen. He made him look bad, which didn't help me, of course, because I had Josh Allen in.
But speaking of Josh Allen, that brings us to the answer to your question.
What was that?
You asked me what game am I looking forward to?
Oh, the Bills and Bills in Miami.
No, the Bills are playing Washington.
Or Washington. Wow. I'm stuck on last week.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
No, yeah. That's gonna be a good one.
I think so too. I think it'll be a good test for both teams. We'll see just how good that Bills defense is. They just shut out Miami. See what they'll do against Washington. And then maybe actually having a high-powered offense to go against can wake up this Washington defense that is just looking
no
terrible.
kidding. They are not.
That's such a shock.
It is
horrible that defense has looked.
Chase Young is not playing as well as we all expected for him to play.
But he's probably also going to like double and triple coverages every down, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's the case, then why isn't Montez Sweat making it up? He did.
Now, that's the question
one.
I can't answer.
Okay.
Because you know who has help? Jonathan Allen has like 4 sacks already.
Yeah, that makes sense. But they might be like doubling those two, and then Jonathan Allen's going up the middle.
That could be it too.
Something.
It's like, hey, both you guys, these guys, we'll deal with whatever tackle.
Running back get him, and then he trucks the running back.
Right.
But no, it should be interesting in that game. Who do you expect a high scoring game or a low scoring game in that one?
I think it'll be like a medium. I think it'll be like 28, 21, 28, 24 kind of score.
You think it's gonna be an all air out game?
No, I think it'll.
Taylor Heineke loves
Florida.
So
yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that. That's awesome. I would like to see, Gibson get some more production, but
yeah, same. I think
he's well under he's well under what he was projecting himself to do this year.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He said 1,500 yards. He's gonna have to pick that up a bit.
I think it'll pick up eventually. I mean, he's not doing bad. He just hasn't really ended up in the end zone yet. I mean, so far he's averaging to 70 to 80 yards, which ideally you kind of want your running back to do that, plus a touchdown, at least get into double digits. Mm-hmm. This McKissick thing is kind of irritating every Gibson owner right now. So, I mean, unless you have them both and you're just throwing them both in there, then good for you.
That doesn't really make sense if you ask me.
Well, hey, if that's the strategy they're going with, then that's the strategy they're rolling with. I can't argue or control what people do, but
it's the instances where you miss having a back that's there for like all 3 downs. Because the problem is when it's a passing down, McKissick is out there, not
which is weird because didn't they say that they're going to make Gibson all 3? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm also frustrated, so I get it. So
it's been weird,
definitely for sure.
But I mean, can't argue with the results though. That like 60-yard pass to McKissick.
No. Do you have McKissick in any of your leagues?
I do not. No.
Yeah, same. I have more Gibson than I do McKissick, and so I'm on the team Gibson where it's like frustrating. But as for McKissick, it's like if you have him and you're playing him, then good for you. I mean, awesome. I'm now that we're talking about Washington, I'm gonna see what their snap count for week 2 was, and so
For McKissick and Gibson.
Yeah. So the first week it was 65-36. This week was 61-44.
In favor of Gibson.
In favor of Gibson, yes. But still,
but it just seemed like when he was on the field, though, like he was just being used as a blocking back. To be honest,
Gibson.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I felt that way. It did feel that way. It was weird that every single big time play and it seemed like in the fourth that it was all McKissick catching everything. McKissick basically, it seemed like it was just his game, his show. But out of there, he's averaging 3.6 rush, and so far he has 7 targets and 5 receptions, and 83 reception yards. So
those were all I think last week.
It's annoying. It's definitely annoying. I don't like it.
But it's just when you have a running back that can catch the ball, run the ball, like why wouldn't you just use them?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just curious on what John Rivera is doing, but hey, I don't know.
Yeah, these comments are quiet today.
Oh, we have none. There is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I looked over. I'm like, man, it's like birds chirping over there, crickets. It's weird.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay. It's nice to have a little calm, before the storm. But other than that, just want to talk about tomorrow's game and then any other game that we have looking forward to. But I kind of want to think that Dyami Brown might actually get a little bit more reps. And I know would you say he's the number 2 there, even when Curtis Samuel comes back?
Well, I haven't seen enough from him yet to warrant him the number 2 spot. As of right now, he is.
Right.
It's fine. But I think when Curtis Samuel comes back, he'll be number 2.
Okay. Because Adam Humphries is actually getting something, and he's actually producing, which is weird. Because I feel like Adam Humphries has been in every NFL team. He's like the Fitzpatrick of receivers.
And they've been on the same team like twice or 3 times.
New York, right? The Jets?
And then the Buccaneers.
He was on the Bucs? I did not know that.
Yep.
I don't remember that. Holy crap. How did I not? Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay, Tennessee. I remember that. And then Washington.
Yep.
That's crazy. Well, hey, good for him, I guess. But no, man. But other than that, though, I don't see why or how. Like I hope that Dyami Brown does make a better. He's kind of like that Cam Sims era. Like, how is it that he's this good, but yet not utilized in this potential? Like, is there something we don't know that they're doing? I'm just confused on the whole part. So
yeah, no, I'm confused too. But I think sometimes, like, I know he did have like a drop or two, like early in both games. So after that, kind of lose confidence. Oh, I'm not going to go to you. You're just going to drop it.
Well, he's not dropping like AJ Brown.
That's true.
So AJ Brown is having
Jamar Chase in the preseason.
Yeah, that's exactly who he's looking like. AJ Brown, man, I don't know what's going on with him. Like Julio Jones actually made it in. I want to talk about that now. I'm glad I brought it up. So, did you see the Tennessee game with Julio Jones that they robbed him of that touchdown?
I didn't. I only saw like towards the end of the game.
Okay, so Julio Jones, all right, I did not know this, and I don't know if it's a new rule or not, but so when you do the toe tap and they catch it and then they just flop over, that's inbounds. So I guess if you catch it and tap your toe in and slide out, that's still eligible. We already know that. However, if you toe tap and then roll your heel on the end zone, that's out. So
what?
had Julio just slid out, it would have been ruled as a touchdown. But the fact that he planted with one and the other one hit toe tapped, and then his heel hit the line, like barely
What
on
the heck?
They ruled it as a incomplete or whatever.
That's stupid.
Out of bounds. Yeah, it was dumb. Julio would have had a really great game. I think he had 100 and something odd yardage. Let me see. I think it was something ridiculous too, like 120 something. 128 yards.
Yeah, no, he had a lot of yards, but I definitely know he didn't have touchdowns.
128 yards with that touchdown, he definitely would have easily had like 20 something points. But yeah, apparently, if a receiver toe taps and then goes down with its heel hitting the outside of the line, it's a no catch. But then there's the argument if they toe tap and then slide
out of bounds. That's weird.
That's inbounds. It was weird. They went to Gene Sir whatever, the guy in New York, that the main guy that looks at all. He said that does not count. It is out of bounds. Everyone thought it was inbounds.
So I understand the rule. I get it, but it just seems like you need to make it consistent across the board. You can't have it one way this way and then one way that way. Well, I think it's the problem.
I think the problem is like you can't have a toe tap slide and count it, but then have a toe tap where both his foot were in and then he steps out.
Julio should just gone forward.
Yeah, and that was the
thing. Or
like
had he fell out of bounds or something.
So here's the thing: he could have toe tapped and then jumped. That would have been considered inbounds. But he toe tapped and then touched the end zone with the heel at the end of his heel. And then I think it was, I forgot who was saying, I think it was Willie McGinnis. Sorry. I think it was Willie McGinnis who was actually saying something. He wore the wrong cleats that day. He was wearing like blue cleats. Had he wore white cleats, it was either Chris Carter or
that makes sense.
Cruz. One of those guys.
I was be able to tell.
Yeah, if you had white cleats on, they would have never been able to tell. It would have faded in with the white paint. But he had like the Tennessee blue color type cleats, so it was well over the line, slightly, barely.
Crazy.
But I just thought it was funny. I'm pretty sure it was like Victor Cruz or Willie McGinnis, one of those guys I was watching today, and it was pretty funny. Like he's like he should have wore his white cleats, and yeah. But other than that, it was just very interesting to see that if a receiver does that, then it doesn't count. But hey, I'm pretty sure you could probably see it on YouTube. So, so I was gonna play another episode of Bleacher Report, but this week is kind of lame. It's about tight end. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's tight end. Travis Kelce cuts his beard off and makes a Tennessee universe or a tight end universe. Yeah, it's really weird, interesting. I didn't think it was worthy to show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably look at it on your own, but it was all right. Last week was funnier. This week it had its moments, but it wasn't that great. So, and I know we were going to show them every week too, so at least we were going to try to. But
so there's one matchup of undefeated teams. It's kind of a doozy. Buccaneers at the Rams.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like that.
I just saw that game right now. I was like, oh, I might have to
I
rechange
like
my
that.
game.
Is that the only left undefeated teams?
No, there's a couple more, but they're not playing.
Well, I mean, like
another
they're
undefeated
facing
team.
each other.
Yeah, because the Cardinals are playing the Jags. I'm sure they'll be undefeated.
3-0 after that. Dude, I'm liking my odds right now. If they start off hot like this and still continue to play this, remember that ticket I got at the beginning of the season in April? I actually have it right here. I'm staring at it. I got this ticket, I think April 25th, 12:30 in the middle of the day. And now I spent $50 on it.
Now you can just do it on your phone through any of these apps that I keep getting bombarded about.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was before Arizona was even eligible. So how about Mclaren and Gronk last week? Yeah. Oh, we were expecting I am about to come
there
back.
he is.
Yeah, there he is. Look, man.
I hope you started him. I hope you didn't go with our advice.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Everyone, even and their mom was like, "Oh yeah, AB," and I was like, "Yeah, AB. Why not the Falcons? You know, they blow." And McLaurin just apparently has a really good connection with the freaking Taylor Heineke.
Just took a half a game for that to materialize, I guess.
Yeah, but look, Gronk for sure. Gronk is a must start every.
Oh, he did. Hey, he didn't take our advice. Yes.
Yeah, good. But Gronk is a must start for sure. I know that for sure. Like I like Gronk. Looks like him and Brady are back at it again. So
that's biggest sleeper tight end, considering he wasn't even getting drafted in some leagues.
That's crazy.
I know.
It really is crazy. But I mean, they're back to the. Is it me or is Brady likable now? I'm over the whole Super Bowl thing. I'm over it. I'm actually liking Brady. I told you Heineke wasn't gonna be bad. Well, I mean, I don't think
he had that one bad throw, but
I don't think he was that bad. I mean, I like Heineke. I liked Heineke. I liked him last year. What he did against the Bucs last year really had me like kind of on the truth.
I got to get my Legend of Taylor Heineke Part 2 shirt.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. But no, I like him. I don't mind him at all. But I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're joining us here on Wednesday.
Yes.
For sure.
But to answer your question, yes, he is very. I think with his commercials and the way he's done interviews, I think people are like, "Oh, this guy's actually not." Yeah, like he's not that quiet. Like I'm not going to talk. Like arrogant almost guy. Now he's more personable, more likable.
I wonder if Belichick had anything to do with that, though.
Could be, because I mean, people still hate that guy. So,
I mean, the moment he left, I mean, you think it was like, oh yeah, don't go to the media or anything, don't do any of that. So I'm assuming like all these commercials, they're all pretty funny. I'm loving the T-Mobile one. That one was pretty funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do I do how's retirement? What should I do?
Yeah.
I also like the one where he's like, Giselle, I got to ask you a question. Or Giselle goes, Tom, I need to ask you a question. And he's like, I already told you 10 more years. Like, can you imagine 10 more years of Tom Brady playing?
No way. So let's see. So I had Kamara, Eckler, Jones, and A-Rob. And with Lamar, Scary Terry, Gronk, and Deontay Jones. And good week for me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And if it's PPR, I'm sure Eckler put up more points.
Like, you had Lamar too. Whew.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, good for them. Finally, after 4 games of 3+ years, good for them. What's crazy is apparently they don't need no running backs because Lamar is the running back, but we already knew that. So with Lamar actually he's actually the biggest type, like the biggest run back there anyways. No, you're good, man.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You should see our producer when he tries to or even Anthony. Anthony comes in, he always it happens.
I know.
So, but anyways, but other than that, though, dude, I don't really have much. I'm excited for tomorrow.
You too.
So I mean, even though we are expecting a blowout, you never know. Honestly, I just things happen. I am looking for this specific.
How awesome would it be for Sam Darnold to lead New York and then start his new team 3-0? Be like, haha, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
No, it definitely isn't him. I mean, think about it though. Like,
I don't even know if he won 3 games in a year with the Jets.
No, we all knew he was good. People were fading him, and people were saying, "Oh, he sucks." I'm like, why? Why does he suck? Because he's on the Jets. Like you brought him onto the Jets with that crap coach. Help me out here. I forgot his name already.
Adam Gase.
Yeah, gone. That was the biggest issue because every single time everyone left Adam Gase era, they were all doing good. Tannehill looked really good when he went to Miami. So, or when he was with Miami with Gase, left and then did spectacular. So, I'm definitely thinking about Deontay Johnson gonna be out this week. Yeah, I also heard about that too. Deontay Johnson had that issue with the what did we see? Let me see if there's any reports on it. But right now he's just mixing practice on Wednesday. But look further into it. It is his knee.
Ooh.
And I know receivers with their knees definitely slows them down. But I mean, you have Jones, or it's Aaron Jones, right? So you have Jones and Terry and Gronk. So unless you have that extra flex, but I think you should be fine, regardless of the fact. Deontay Johnson might be limited. We'll see, but I think he's leaning towards out maybe. But it is Wednesday. We still got a few more days. They're probably just not doing much at practice right now. But it does scare me that the fact that
unless you have my problem.
It is his knee. What's your problem? What's your problem, bro?
2 guys you're trying to choose for. One plays on Thursday, and the other one you don't know if they're going to play or not.
True, but I mean but at least he's a Panther though, and he's not a Texan where you know he's not going to produce ish. But I mean, at least it's the Panthers' defense against Mills. Like I wouldn't be like I wouldn't harp on the fact that if you put Brian Burns as your DL, I think it'd be fine. I am bought. I mean,
it could have been Joey Bosa, but you know.
Well, yeah, you made that giant mistake. But I am bought. Do you have any IDP? Do you know anything about IDP? If you do, that's kind of cool, man. Don't know if I should start Cordell Patterson or Rondale Moore if he doesn't play. So if Deontay Johnson doesn't play, either Cordell or Rondale Moore. So let me ask you another question. Does your league let kick return and punt return yards?
Yeah, that is actually a big question, yes.
And he has no clue what any of that is. It's fine. It's no worries. Definitely get a try. It's basically instead of playing your actual defenses, you play individual guys like linebackers, DLs, and your DBs, and they basically produce certain points for you, like through tackles and sacks, and that sort of nature. It's pretty cool. You get to watch both sides of the ball, but it's very interesting. So,
well, there you go. We answered your question.
So yes, yeah. Oh, dude, then heck yeah, dude. Cordell Patterson all the way.
Cordell Patterson. Yep.
Yeah, because it's not only is he getting the kick returns and the punt return yards, they're gonna have him in there because he's gonna be that spot. That's his spot. And when Mike Davis, when they rotate him out, Patterson's in. So
they put it. Yep.
Wait, what? You cut out.
No, I disagreed with you. And then he also lines up as receiver too.
Yeah, he's a versatile guy. He's utilized everywhere. The Falcons need that type of guy there, as they don't have many weapons. Once Cordell goes down, it's going to be somewhat some trouble there, because apparently Gage isn't doing anything, or Matt Ryan's just not even looking his way. So I don't know what's going on over there.
Or Pitts. He's not doing much either.
Hey, it's his rookie year. I don't know. I know a lot of people drafted him high too, which I kind of said, careful with that, careful. So, but people did it anyways. It's fine. It's all good.
But I had to. If I didn't draft him
went,
where I did, he wouldn't have been back in my second pick.
well, but in the rookie draft, that's different though.
Oh,
That's different in our rookie draft. But like I'm talking about like legit redrafts. Like for the one you and I do with that touchdown league, he went 5th round.
Yeah, that's way too high.
Like 5th round is way too high. And then I was sitting there with someone else like, "Oh, you think that's too high?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's too high." And he's going to be the best.
Because what's happening? He's not producing, and then the guy you got behind him is not going to be any better.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, he's going to be the best in the league." I'm like, "Oh, I undoubtedly think that he's going to be the best in the league, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it's going to produce throughout his career. He's going to be the best in the league, but not right off the bat. Like, come on." Yeah, dude. I am bot. If definitely give it a whirl, man. Try it. I mean, it's what we're here for. Like my yesterday's show, we did waiver wire pickups for IDP. That's individual defensive players. Like you play your linebackers, you play your defensive lines, and your DBs. It's really cool. It's definitely changes it up. I know some leagues, they have dynasty leagues out there that have whole defenses. That I don't understand.
Yeah,
like
that's
the
weird.
most dynasty leagues, they even take the whole defense out. They take the kickers out, and it's just the skills guys.
So that's weird too.
Yeah, once you add IDP, it definitely changes everything. So like sacks and all interceptions definitely goes just towards that individual player. It's pretty cool. So, but other than that, it was a very, very quiet day, which is kind of nice. Yeah, seems very cool. Look, yeah, for sure. Maybe I could pull up some of our stats right here before we leave. Is there anything you have that you want to say while I pull this up, just to show I am bot?
Just I mean, it can be overwhelming at first, especially like you said, you don't know what we're talking about, and like having to track. But I mean, if you like football, it really just comes to you. Like it's not that hard.
No, yeah. So let's look at Chandler Jones's first game. Kind of give him he was the highest scoring guy in week 1. Let's go to Chandler Jones here if I could pull it up. I don't know why it's not pulling up, but let's go here. So just to give you an idea on what he does and what he produces. Come on. Here we go. It's loading up, so
take your time, good sir.
So here we go with this. It's not. Here we go. Slowly loading. Don't know why his picture's not there, but I don't know if you can see this very well. But here it was like 32.7. I don't know what is going on when it's loading so slow. But that was the first game against Tennessee. I mean, of course, it's a lot better on the phone and on the app rather than the computer. But it's not pulling up his picture or any of this right here. I don't know what's going on. Must be my
God. What a fall off! 32.7 to 0.75.
Yeah, he had 3 QB hits.
Good
man.
God!
But and what's crazy? He had more snaps.
Oh yeah,
so he only had 3 QB hits. There it is. He had 3 QB hits. And he's D-line linebacker eligibility. You could put him in either one of those spots. But here, 6 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. And I'm sure I am by like you saw the stats that he was just everywhere, right? So But this was Chandler Jones, week 1, scored 32.7 points for this individual, which here would be TD Rubio. Lucky for him, which is crazy. He still lost.
I know.
By like 4 points. I think it was some dumb. I think the other person had like Lamar or something dumb like that. But no, yeah, it was definitely cool. Like those sacks definitely add up on top of the tackle for loss with the forced fumble. And if your league does sack yards, definitely adds up. So it all stacks. So in a single sack, you can hit a QB hit, a tackle for loss, the sack yardage, all that, even that. So how did Devon White do? He's not doing so hot right now, but we can look at Devon White if you want, definitely for sure. So
that's another defense that kind of shockingly not doing great.
Devon White. They're splitting it, man. So Devon White right here, 9 points. And then last week, the first week was 9 points. Last week was 5.25. So it looks like he had a QB hit and the 5 tackles and 2 assists or something like that. And again, on the app, it shows it a lot easier, a lot better. It breaks it down. This is on the website, so I'm showing it on the website, so it actually shows a little bit less information. Sleeper app, if you're running Sleeper, it shows a little bit more. I think it's the best one out there. I don't know if you're using Sleeper or not, but it definitely more breaks down everything. You don't have to go everywhere to go do research. It's kind of basically all there. But yeah, Devon White, 9 points first week and 5.25. So like I said, here it says 6 tackles, but on the app on your phone, it'll probably break it down to 4 tackles, 2 assists, and a QB hit. That's probably what it looks like because this only says 6, but here on the point scale it's 5.25. So on the actual website it just reads as 6, but if I could probably just pull it up on my phone. How about that? I'll pull it up on my phone.
There you go.
Are you a Bucs fan? I'm just kind of curious on why Devon White was the questioned guy. But let me see here. The difference between Devon White on here and Devon White on the phone. Let's see. The last week 5.25, right? So let's bring up that, and then I see if I can put my camera up against it. So this might look a little weird, but here's the difference between. Ooh, is it blurry?
Yeah, it's very blurry.
Blurry. Back up. Maybe
Focus.
Maybe it'll focus. I'm not.
Well, you just read it off.
But I mean, okay. So there's 3 things there. All right. So rather than the actual website, there's 3 things there, and going from top to bottom, it says 3 solo tackles, 3 assists, and 3 QB hits. So in our league, it's 3 solos. There's 1 point each, so that's a total of 3, and 3 assist tackles is half a point, so that's 1.5, and then with the 3 QB hits, which is 0.25 on ours, which is a total of 0.75. You add all that, 5.25.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I mean that's the difference between IDP and having a whole defenses. I am okay. So
there you go.
I have lived in Tampa my whole life. Okay, well that makes sense. Cool, man. It's I mean, I'm not saying I hate the Bucs, but I'm a Falcons fan, so I deal with you guys twice a year, and it's going to happen many losses from here on out, I presume, because we're in denial about rebuild. So, yeah, give it a whirl. It's definitely something you want to look at. And then let's look at week 1. Was 9 points?
Yes.
It's not going to focus, but you can see it's two separate things there. And the first one is 8 solo tackles and 2 assists equals to 9 points.
Not bad. 8 solo tackles. Pretty good.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. Individual linebackers, individual players, DLs, linebackers, and a flex. So definitely better than reading your one here. On the app, it's a lot better. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate watching. But
yes, thank you.
So, anyways, that's
glad you started Scary Terry.
What's up?
Glad you did start Scary Terry, or did start him. I mean, glad you didn't listen to us on Bencham.
I mean, everyone was predicting that though. It was crazy. Like, no one saw that at all.
It was funny too, because I remember watching the game, and when he caught that touchdown, I was like, "Oh my god, we told people not to play him."
At the end of the day, they make the final choice. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, they can only listen to us, and they don't have to listen to us. So that's why I don't feel bad if I could only advise stuff what I would do. At the end of the day, they make the final decision because they join fantasy football to manage their own teams, in which clearly he did a good job. And you know what's crazy is Antonio Brown did jack. And you know how many people in other leagues that I saw had started Antonio Brown? It was sucks for them. But yeah. So anyways, I am officially done.
Yeah.
Hit an hour. What do you got?
I'm good now.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. And we were part of that problem. We were.
Yeah, and 4 other shows that probably said that too. So.
Right.
All right, man. Well, are we doing a lunch hour tomorrow, maybe?
Yep.
All right. So we'll probably try to do 11:30, maybe something like that. We'll try.
Okay.
We'll try.
11:30 sounds good.
So, let's see what we got. I'm just waiting for A-Rob to wake up. Yeah. Dude, he might with Justin Fields coming in this week. You never know. I mean, maybe he's the lock-on guy with Justin Fields. I can't believe I didn't mention that. I'm excited to see Justin Fields actually finally play. Get Andy Dalton out of there. And if Justin Fields does crazy good, maybe Matt Nagy decides to keep him in.
Right.
Because that's what everybody wants. But, I mean, if he's trying to preserve him, I understand to put freaking Dalton back in. I don't know, rest him up, whatever. It's whatever. Matt Nagy's on his last leg, so we'll see what he does. But, yes, maybe Justin Fields helps out this week, so we'll see.
Certainly can't be any worse.
No, definitely not. So, all right, well, that's our show today. Tomorrow, I think if you watch the Nerd Huddle, they are doing the BS show, as I dubbed it. They just talk about whatever and everything on the Nerd Huddle. The link is in the description below. Just we're with the Under their network. So, and then if you want Sunday morning, Sunday morning I will be there on the Morning Spike. I have a lot more fun there because I'm not the guy behind the chair. I actually just talk, so it's a lot easier. I'm not looking at everything here and being a little bit, but yeah, sounds good. I have a good day. You too, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate you chiming in with us.
But yeah, so if you want Sunday morning, early morning, I think we'll be doing the Morning Spike, and then we're going to transition into here for about 20 minutes or something on Sunday. We'll try and do, at least for the weekends that I'm here, unless I have to go out and do some crazy training that the Army wants me to do, whatever, whatnot. But we'll see. I think October 15th or something like that, I'll be gone.
I think you said something 17th. Like that.
Yeah, so we still got a couple more weekends. So other than that, nothing else. Mark, you got?
No.
All right then, man. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. Thanks for watching. This is Dynasty Pylon. Catch us next week as we run down for week 3 and Thursday, maybe Saturday, and potentially Sunday. I don't know. We're doing crazy stuff, man. We're doing it all the time. This is what happens when you have 2 full-time college students and part-time jobs and whatever. So, yeah. Anyways, later.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. watch me elevate.